morning, everybody. This is Real Life Live, and it's baseball. All right, you see it. Okay, we had a good opening week in Major League Baseball. A lot of good games, but as we can see, there were only 4 teams that got out without losing the game for this first week and weekend of the Major League Baseball season. So those are the teams on the board. We're going to talk about those teams, and we'll probably talk about a couple of other things. But let's go and with week one in Major League Baseball. Okay, first hat you see, that would be the New York Yankees. They were playing Houston. Okay, this is supposed to be a tough, and it was a tough series, but hey, let's see what we got here. Oh, looks like the Yanks, they really played well. The first game, we're gonna go over the games. It was a 4 game, you know, and we were looking at something. It was a 4 game deal in Houston here, and all right, in game one though, the opening game, the Yanks win the game 5-4, and as you will see as we move on here in this series, one name will be prominent, and that would be well, we'll talk about him. This would be Juan Soto in the first game. It was a big play in the ninth inning, and let's hear it.
Kyle Tucker in a big spot. Time runs at second. Led the AL in RBIs last year with 112. Was 1 home run away from 30-30 club. There's a base hit to right field. Dubon runs third. They're waiting at home. Here's a throw from Soto. Here's the play. He's out. They got him. They got him. A great tag by Trevino, and Soto got rid of it quickly for the second out.
Well, obviously, you got to wait because of the replay, and then if they're going to challenge, but
what a great throw. Okay, Juan Soto. Yeah, they got him for things like that. Okay, so they win the first game. The second game, Yanks 7-1. They beat them. Soto again, 3 for 4. But Cabrera, the young infielder for the Yanks, he was 4 for 5. Good game in that game. Okay, game 3, Yanks, they win the game 5-3. It was Soto again. Okay, again. And this guy, when they got him, it was we said he was going to be a real, a great addition. So, and let's hear this.
And the pitch hit in the air down the left field line toward the wall. It's gone! It went over the high wall. Juan Soto's first home run as a Yankee. A fly ball down the left field line. There is a Soto photo. A home run in the left field seats.
Okay, there it is again. Okay, that was game 3. Okay, and so they beat Houston again. Now they're 3-0, and is game 4. Okay, so you would think, wow, boy, the Astros, they really have to win this game. Well, Soto again, he finishes off the Astros. I mean, he had a great opening series, So he was all over the place. They couldn't stop him, and It was just, it was him. Yeah, oh, well, let's hear him again. Juan Soto.
Labor Torres at second base with 2 outs. He goes for third. The 3-2. That one's wafted into left field. It's a base hit. That was for Torres. Soto does it again. An RBI single. And the Yankees lead 4-3.
Soto.
Okay, now that was game 4, and he was just excellent in all 4 games. They sweep. They win the game 4-3. He gets 3 hits, Juan Soto, and they sweep Houston. Now that's big. Okay. Now they travel to Arizona to play the Diamondbacks starting tonight. So, but we wanted to talk about that. They're undefeated right now, and they're first place in the AL East. Okay, so good start games. The second hat on the board, that would be Pittsburgh. They played Miami in Miami. Miami went to the playoffs last year, so they're a good team. Well, let's see what happened. First game, it was Pittsburgh 6 and the Marlins 5. It was a good game here, So, but it was the opener, and I think it was. Well, I was looking at Pittsburgh, and when they were playing in the preseason, they were playing. They hit a lot of home runs, so we'll see. And they were playing Miami to open it up. So uh, in one at bat, we were talking about O'Neill Hughes. Cruz. I'm sorry. And well, let's hear this.
Yeah. Fly ball to left field. Oh, toward the wall. And how about a tie game with a cruise missile? Oppo 5-5. Opening day 2024. O'Neill Cruz launches his first missile of the year to tie it at 5.
All right, so that was game 1. That was a big hit. Big crowd in Miami, so that was good, So, but the Bucks win the game. That was a big hit, 6-5. So they move on to game number 2, which we see this Pittsburgh. They win again, 7-2. They got up and they stayed up, and they beat them again, 7-2. Game number 3, Pittsburgh 9, Miami 3. The Bucks laced out 16 hits in this game to go up 3-0 over Miami in Miami, So, and let's go to game 4 as we see that would be 9-7 as Rowdy Tellez hit a big home run in this game late to put the Bucks ahead, and they were behind, and they come back and score 9 runs and win the game 9-7 and sweep Miami down in Miami. Big deal. Big event for Pittsburgh because that was a playoff team. So good deal for the Bucks. Their next opponents will be in Washington. All right. So okay, we look at the next hat, and this one was a surprise because Milwaukee was supposed to be down, but didn't look like it in the opening series. Up there in New York with the Mets. Okay. Game 1, Milwaukee, 3-1. The opening game, the first game was rained out, so they had to put it off in New York. So this was the openers. Milwaukee was sending out a great young pitcher though, Freddie Peralta, and he was great in the game. Mets pitching, they don't have they have good pitching, not great though. So 3-1 was the final in Milwaukee. They you know Yelich had a good game, and Peralta. And they combined to beat the Mets 3-1. Now in the next game, 7-6 was the final in this game. This was a big game as far as the Mets, because they sent out Luis Severino, and they were counting on him to be a top pitcher, and he got knocked out. So gave up like 12 hits, 5 innings. They just wore him out, and yeah. So if you're trying, to see what the Mets, are they going to be a good team this year? Because there's a lot of people are saying, hey, we were hoping that they would do a little bit better than they did last year. Okay, so and in this game, we're going to see Reese Hoskins. He was good. Let's hear him.
Here's Hoskins again. 2-run single his last time up, quieted the crowd for a moment. Fly ball deep left. Way back and gone. Hoskins unloads for a 2-run bomb. First home run as a Brewer. He's got 4 RBIs on the afternoon, and that got out in a hurry. And another.
Yes, it did. I saw the game. So Reese was looking good with that Milwaukee uniform on, and yeah, they held. This was the game 2 in this series, and they held off the Mets, and because they tried to come back, and now they beat them, and so game 3 comes up. Milwaukee got up early, and they held on, and they just held the Mets to 1 run, and so as you look at the 3-game series, the Mets didn't do a lot at all, and they were built up to be a hell of a game. Hell of a team, and maybe a playoff team, and Milwaukee was supposed to be down. So good opening series for the Brewers as they go into New York and sweep the Mets. Okay. Now their next opponents will be at home as they play the Twins. Okay. So all right, that last hat. Well, let's talk about the Tigers. They swept Chicago, which is not a big deal because Chicago is projected to lose a lot of games, over 90. Okay, so they beat them in the first game 1-0. Second game they beat them 7-6. Luis Robert, though, for Chicago, that's a good player. Somebody's gonna get him. So, and we were looking at him, and wow, when you look at Robert, that's a hell of a ball player, and somebody, if somebody needs a hell of a young player, he'd be the guy, if you're trying to, go to the playoffs and you need a big hit player, and we will see Chicago. I think they'll be out of the race, and somebody is going to try to get Luis Robert. That's a hell of a ball player. So as we look at all these four well, let's listen to this. We were talking about Roberts. This is a 2 home run game.
Robert straightens this one out. Back it goes. See ya! Luis Robert Jr., his first home run of the season. It's a 2-run shot, and the White Sox are on the board.
No doubter. Okay, so now that was him, Luis Roberts, but they lost the game in 7-6 in that game. In the last game, it ended up 3-2, and Jack Flaherty, he was great in that start, and they sweep, they sweep Chicago. Okay. Next up, they're going to New York to the 0-3 Mets. That ought to be a good series. Okay, so we talked about the 4 on the board as we close for the morning. We're in St. Louis. We saw the game late last night. The Dodgers they get 3 out of 4. Muncy, home run late. Knock off the Cardinals. Okay, so. They're going to San Diego, the hot Padres too. Okay, so we're going to be back. We wanted to open up the Major League opening week with the teams that they did not lose. Okay, so but that will change, and we'll be back with some more real life live and some more baseball talk. And all right, good to be back, and we'll see you then.